hope you had a nice morning. Yeah, we are going to start right away our Toolbox talk. And today we are going to talk about 5 common contributing factors for workplace injuries. What are those common factors that can lead to workplace injuries? Of course, there are many. There is a long list of possibilities what can contribute to or cause a workplace injury. Unsafe conditions and unsafe acts are often the root cause of why injuries occur. Those conditions that are not safe, the acts that are not safe, are usually the root cause. Unsafe acts especially are a huge factor in the majority of workplace injuries. So today we are going to talk about 5. Of course, there are many, more than 5, but today we are going to just talk about 5 of them. One is distractions. I think we know distractions. You are doing work, but you're not focused on that work. You are distracted. Something is taking your attention. There are many distractions that can take away focus from work that's at hand. This can be in our actual work environment, such as clutter or noise. People are maybe hitting things, or there is a lot of noise, so you're not focused on your work. Or mental distraction. Yeah, you can be thinking about something that is going on at home. Maybe you left a kid not well, or maybe the landlord has been on your case, and mentally you're not present at work, you're distracted. And this one can cause an injury. Assuming you're hitting a metal, a nail, and you're thinking about something. Before you know it, you can hit your finger or like injure yourself. So this is a factor that can cause injury at work. Of course, as we look at these factors, we need to know that we must avoid them. So if you are doing work, a little focus. Put some things aside and focus on what you're doing. 2, complacency. Many workers do the same tasks over and over for many years. Because of this, familiarity with their work, complacence can set in. It can lead to taking shortcuts or not following normal work procedures. When this occurs, an injury is more likely to occur on the job. I'll give you an example. I was somewhere and we got to use the machine. The machine had some safety sensors. So we got to use the extent that we disable the sensors. Yeah, like you can work on a machine over and over and you think, now I've mastered it. And one of my colleagues, his arm was cut off. Because the sensors for some machine is, if it's open, the machine should stop so that you cannot access it. So sometimes we get used to work and we make shortcuts. You know, you're supposed maybe to put this guard or stopper somewhere, but maybe you think, I will have finished doing this. Yes. Number 3, poor housekeeping. Yeah, I think we all know what housekeeping means. Housekeeping here, it can lead, if it's poor, it can lead to many different hazards. Some common injuries include slips. Maybe oil has spilled somewhere and you have not cleaned it properly, and as you are moving, you can slip down. Of course, that can bring an injury. Trips. You have left things cluttered all over and you hit it and you're tripping. Falls. Like sensations. These are cuts. You have left maybe something open, a spear open, you have left knives or anything, or bolts or sharp objects, and they can easily cut. Sprains or strains. Yeah, these are things that can affect maybe your joints, that can affect your arms and legs. Yeah, so we need to make sure that those things are kept properly. Is the floor clean? Is the machine itself clean? Are working ladders clean? Are we doing proper housekeeping? It may not be a machine, it can be coffee. You have spilled it somewhere and you come and sleep on it. Yeah, a lack of housekeeping often is a signal that there are larger safety issues at hand. Number 4, poor pre-planning. Whenever we're going to do work, any work, whether in factory, warehouse, quality, or anywhere, we need to plan. A lack of planning leads to a huge number of issues. When hazards of a new task are not evaluated prior to work beginning, hazards are going to be left uncontrolled. This leaves you as employees at risk for injury. Poor pre-planning can also lead to issues with not having the correct equipment, tools. You have not planned properly. You instead of bringing a chisel, then you realize there is no chisel. Of course, the culprit there is what? Our screwdriver. You get it, or it can lead to an injury. You have not planned well what material you need. You are up there and you realize that you needed maybe some bolts, then you have to run down. It can make sprains or any other injury. Personnel, yeah, you have realized you are up, the motor is huge, you have not gone with a person or two, so you say, let me try it, and it can maybe injure your back or something. So we need to plan before doing the work. Have the right material, right equipment, right personnel, and others, such that we are having safe. Number 5, we have hinted on it in complacency, but taking shortcuts. Shortcuts is not only on walking, but in doing our work. You're supposed to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps, but you think, let me take the first and the 5th step. Yeah. A major unsafe act that results in many workplace injuries is taking shortcuts. There are various reasons why a worker takes shortcuts, but eventually enough safety shortcuts will lead to a workplace injury. Let's not take shortcuts when we are doing our work. It can be on the machine, it can be on the material. Yeah, for you think instead of using a ladder to come from the start up down, it happened to me when I was young. Yeah, I was climbing a tree and I saw the cows I was keeping, they were running away, and I said, let me jump instead of coming down. Yeah, and of course I had an injury on my leg. So let's not take shortcuts. Yeah, let's do the things as they are. If I can summarize them: distraction, complacence, poor housekeeping, poor pre-planning, and taking shortcuts. In summary, these are 5 of the more common factors that can cause or contribute to workplace injuries. Evaluate your work today and see if any of these 5 items mentioned are at play. Think about what you are doing or what you have been doing. Have you been distracted? Have you been maybe planning poorly? Have you been taking shortcuts? Evaluate and see whether they are there, and let's eliminate these factors to ensure that we are able to work safely. Thank you. Is there any question or maybe any addition? Thank you. If it's